Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we are here with something a little bit different and what might well be the biggest game, a sim racing game of 2025. Yes, the team over at Kunos very kindly sent me an early version of Assetto Corsa EVO to play today. Now, first of all, obviously they've just sent me over a code. They haven't said I need to do any videos showing anything specific. They haven't even said I need to make a video. They hit me up, they go, we love some of the work you're doing. Would you like a code just to give the game a try if you want to? And I was like, absolutely. So thank you very much to them, first of all. Now, today, we're just going to be doing my first impressions of the game. Please note, this is day one. There's like 50,000 people trying to play the game right now. So there are apparently a few server issues and a few bits and pieces like that, but we're not going to go into anything too intense in this one. As you can see, the game is currently in early access, so this is not the full release or anything like that, but they've given us a helpful roadmap as well throughout 2025, so we've got a better idea as to what is to come. And whether I focus on it on this channel or over on Matt 2 and 2 Sim Racing, I would highly recommend getting yourself subbed to both, just so you can keep in the loop with what is going on as well there. But yeah, I'm really excited for this game. There will be timestamps linked down below as well. We're going to have a little bit of explore and see what it's like. Like I said, I'm definitely going to be making some more videos on it. I think this game is going to be one that is a bit more of a slow burn and is hopefully obviously going to be, better and better in the long term as well. Now, first of all, this is just how new I am to the game. I haven't even got my wheel support or anything done like that. So I think, obviously, we've got a few little options that we can have a look at. Obviously, drive is just where we can set up a few bits and pieces where we can drive, funnily enough. Obviously, we've got the garage. The dealership is apparently service-based, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful with that. And it looks like, if we only got a Fiat Abarth to drive, there might be some small problems with the game right now. So we can't access anything else. So I guess our first drive is going to be in this car. There is an academy section where you can go through and earn some licenses. Maybe I'll do some streams on those in the not too distant future. You've also got like your profile where you can set up, and obviously, if you're racing online and things like that, people can know what you're doing. Replay mode and photograph modes are obviously coming to the game in the future as well. And then obviously, last but not least, is the settings. So yeah, I guess today I'm gonna set everything up, hopefully, so it should work nicely. And we're going to be driving a little Fiat 595. Well, here we are then, our very, very first look at Assetto Corsa EVO. And I must admit, as we all expected, the graphics look fantastic. I think I've got my wheels set up. Luckily, we had a couple of other options. You've got like 6 cars, I think it was, that you can test out first of all. I know there's meant to be 20 cars in this first release, but I think a few of them are hidden at the moment because the game is in offline mode. So yeah, I'm taking out a Hyundai i20. It's a car I actually quite like in real life. Annoyingly, I can't seem to get rid of the racing line though, so I'm guessing I'm looking at the wrong setting for something like that. But yeah, obviously this thing, front wheel drive, I figured most people are going to head to Brands Hatch or Bathurst. You've also got the options of Imola or here at Suzuka, so I thought, well, Korean car and Japanese circuit, and hopefully, we can try and get this thing sliding. And I must admit, immediately, it's a front wheel drive. It always feels like in too many games, cars either feel four-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. This thing, you can tell it is completely dominated by the front end immediately. You can feel kind of the front trying to understeer, trying to pull out on you as we were making our way up through the S's. It's why I wanted to test this car, because I thought it might be a little bit different to a lot of other things inside the sim. As you can tell, the sounds, I think they're a 4-pot engine, aren't they, these? Oi, yellow. Get a little bit of rear locking down into the hairpin, already trying to just push the limits a little bit in this car. But yeah, I mean, I've never been in one in real life. I've kind of heard them before. It sounds pretty true to the real world. And yeah, I mean, it seems really, really odd to say this because I thought we were going to have more kind of quirks and problems with this game early on. But in terms of the driving, it feels good. It feels right. It feels as I imagined this car would feel in real life. Obviously, we'll try and push its limits a little bit more. Curbs, definitely. I don't know whether that's just part of Suzuka, for example. But the curbs definitely feel to be very, very gentle at the moment. Of course, most of my experience of Suzuka comes from the F1 games, which I wouldn't exactly trust as perfect. There is all through 130R. Clearly, track limits are quite aggressive as well. We barely ran wide through there before we make it into the Casio Triangle. And yeah, we got punished for that one on the exit. Now, maybe I should have thought I am using a Formula Star wheel. FYI, other Fanatec users, it's working. The LEDs are working. It's giving me my gears. I'm sure we can change the options as well. Assetto Corsa obviously was fantastically well supported in kind of like its userability. And it seems like they've gone to good lengths. Oh, hello. To try and obviously get, you know, a lot of the major manufacturers, Thrustmaster, Logitech, Fanatec, obviously Moser, and a few obviously the other ones that are more PC only. It seems like they've really gone to great lengths to make sure that these things were working immediately, but you can see just through a couple of corners through Sector 1, again, the tyre temperature warning already, you know, we are using that front tyre, and boy oh boy, does it feel like it. Must admit, seems a little bit weird just seeing bare hands inside the sim. I want to know how I picked up that scar on my right wrist as well at some point in the past, but you know, this is the basics. This is what they've got to get right first of all inside the sim, and the fact that you're just able to get in once you've set all your binds up, it feels good, it feels normal, and again, it feels as you would expect it to. I'm running, for obviously those of you that are new here, RTX 3090 with a Ryzen 9 5950X, so a high-end PC 4 years ago now. I want to do some PC upgrades this year, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. And, you know, I'm running it on, obviously, it kind of benchmarks your PC immediately, so it's on 4K. But most of the settings, I think, are on high as well. So it clearly, obviously, feels that, you know, 24 gig of VRAM still, that, obviously, this system can run it quite easily as well, which is, you know, a good sign. So, yeah, I mean, it's so weird nowadays not immediately just having, you know, it's the sad reality of a lot of video games nowadays, especially in the sim racing space. The fact that I've not had to spend 45 minutes going through menus or guides or forums from other people on day one, trying to work out how to set it up, like we do with seemingly every new title now, it's just working. And I'm almost, you know, it's the sad reality of sim racing games now that I'm impressed and surprised and happy that it's just working. I mean, listen to that. It just sounds awesome. I mean, these things, like I said, they're pretty, you know, kind of little pocket go-kart things. You know, the II30N, a direct rival to my personal car as well. Mine has got a little bit more power. I'm just going to get that in there. But yeah, I want to try and just get, I mean, I won't have enough time in this session to try and get a clean lap on the board, but it's just working, and it's putting a smile on my face. And, you know, this is the absolute basic that they need to get right with this sim immediately. Is there's no point doing all these other things if the driving physics don't feel good. I mean, even look, I've only just noticed on the dash that the throttle reading is accurate. It's like, it's actually my real throttle input is measured on the in-car screen, which is just such a weird little nerdy thing that is so cool. I don't know whether fuel's simulated on this game. I'm sorry, I don't know obviously whether like the fuel will work in real life. Obviously, I know fuel is simulated. Based on what it's saying in the bottom corner, I think it does. So of course, you know, it's even got like the real, you know, how big the fuel tank is on this car and everything like that. It is immediately like a nerd's dream, and that was what made Assetto Corsa so great in the first place, the original one. That obviously it was instantly a nerd's dream, but then they allowed you to build on that, and they know that is what will keep people playing this game for so many years, is the modding capability and things. I will definitely be covering mods that come to the title as well. That'll be all on Matsumoto Sim Racing want to branch that channel out a little bit more over the course of 2025, but this gives me hope. We'll take out another car somewhere else as well. I think I fancy a Honda S2000. We'll go with something rear-wheel drive just somewhere else in the sim as well. But like I said, it's so weird reviewing a sim game now, unless it's like iRacing or DLC that's come out for another title. Just for something to come out of the box and work and feel fun and feel good. It's like I said, it's, you know, a sad reality of what most racing games come out like nowadays. But this is so much fun. I can see myself just sitting here doing hot laps, trying to work out kind of like what we need to do, how to drive these cars, how to kind of maximize things as well. And like I said, you know, if like a competitive racing scene comes out of it, maybe I'll do some of that down the line. Can I nail the first corner one time? Gives you a good idea of just how good Formula 1 cars are. You know, when you're having to consciously think about braking from so far out. I mean, it's playing around underneath me. You can feel it kind of trying to work itself out, trying to find grip, especially, you know, when you're chucking the front in and, you know, those front tyres are like digging in, trying to find something. But it allows you to slide the back end out. You know, I can kick it back down into third gear there, and it just works. And it's brilliant. It's just fun. It's all I can say right now. It's just fun, and I love it. Yeah, I mean, Suzuka as well. I mean, it looks gorgeous. It seems perfectly modelled. I don't know whether it's laser scanned or not. I think they're trying to do more laser scans on this version of the game. Obviously, I know people were able to port over, you know, proper scans on other circuits as well on the last AC. I don't know if any of the circuits on the original AC were. I feel like Imola was, I want to say. But obviously a lot of venues were just, you know, photography based and all the other skills that most developers use nowadays. But it seems like LiDAR is becoming a lot more popular and usable for various sim racing titles. I don't know whether it's going to allow me to finish this lap, because obviously the clock is about to strike down to 0 with this practice session. Annoyingly, I only set the timer for 10 minutes. Maybe that's a good thing. I mean, look at that. It's just, you throw the front end in, and it's not just kind of getting all confused and trying to act like a rear-wheel drive or something like that. It's responding how a front-wheel drive car would respond through a corner like that when you do something like that. Speed-wise, 125 down into 130R. That's not bad going. There we go. So we will get to finish this lap as well. Can I nail 130R? A little bit of curb on the way in. But again, you can slide it. The tyre physics feel fantastic. They don't feel like you can absolutely abuse them. It will definitely punish you if you tip it too far. I think that was one of the things with the original ACs. It felt slightly too forgiving. And I know obviously we're in very early steps, but it feels slightly less forgiving than that, but still very, very good as well at the same time. Up towards the line, 2:32.9. I mean, my lap times are already pretty consistent. But yeah, like I said, we're going to take the Honda S2000, I think. You know what, we'll go to Bathurst. And it looks like replay features are working inside the game as well. They might be a little bit janky at the moment. I think I can already see just a little bit of screen tearing just in a couple of places. But, I mean, look at the graphics. It is i30N as well. I do apologise. I thought for some reason it was an i20. So that, yeah, is a direct competitor to my car in real life. And it just looks stunning. I know Assetto Corsa originally when that came out 11 years ago now was stunning on release as well. But it just looks gorgeous. Like, I think genuinely if I showed this to some members of my family, they would think it's real. Like, that's how good the graphics are at the moment. I mean, you can even see the weight transfer going through the car and everything else. You can see us trying to struggle with the front tyres. It's just chefs. I'm genuinely blown away. And it's day one. Well, here we are then, in something a little bit more old school. The Honda S2000 Mark 1 edition. Ready in... Oh, I've got a drive-through penalty immediately. Clearly the game is quite punishing in that regard. Listen to that thing. I mean, these were known for being high revving. Bang! 9,000 RPM. That's incredible. I love the dash as well. I mean, it's so old school. I can't even remember what the name of like the LED cluster is, but so cool and so different. I did try and set the H pattern. I think it's having a couple of issues with it because I normally run it in sequential mode, but I mean, that sounds awesome when you get up into the mountain. You can hear the sound bouncing off the walls. If you're not watching this video with headphones, then I would recommend doing so. Just struggling a little bit more with stutters. I forgot to mention as well, there is a fifth circuit inside the game. There's actually Laguna Seca as well included at the moment. So, yeah, we've got obviously Brands Hatch, Imola, Laguna Seca, Mount Panorama, and Suzuka with its 3 layouts in the game. So, you know, for early access, it's really good going. Now, early access one in the UK is £26, I think. You do save money the earlier you order it. And honestly, that's the first bit of jank I've seen. Clearly, it got a little bit caught up inside the wall there. But luckily, I have got the damage turned off because I knew I'd inevitably do stupid things in these cars. But yeah, obviously you save money the earlier you pre-order. I assume obviously it's just going to slowly go up in price. I mean, it's just fun right now, and you know, if you think you're gonna play the game in the long term, absolutely just do it now. Show Kunos the support that they deserve for this already, because it is brilliant fun there. Definitely struggling with a few more stutters around here. That might just be a bit of Bathurst, that might be just trying to push my graphics card a little bit too hard as well, but I think, yeah, that might well be an issue my end. Let's see what speed we can get down then in towards the chase. I mean, that's 220 clicks. Up into 6th gear we go. Can we see 230? Yes, we will. 240? Maybe? There we go, 240. Hard on the brakes, though. Down, in, through. Bottom of hill. This thing's brakes are very good. Obviously, the ABS working well. We've got the brake bias set very frontward by the looks of it. But it's feeling good. I can feel I can almost feel the wind in my hair, which is fantastic. And let's try and get a little bit of a slide on as well. I think I'm running factory assists. So obviously on the Hyundai we had ABS, we had the traction control. This thing's definitely got ABS, but I don't know if it's got traction control. See if I can try and kick the back end out a bit more. No, it doesn't. So we can definitely try and get a slide on if we want to in this thing. You know, you got to push the limits occasionally just to work it out early on as well there. But I'm so happy they've opted for the route of we're just going to bring a few cars early on. We want to just nail a few cars ready for the game and then go from there, rather than trying to go, the first beta's going to have 700 cars and 46 tracks and this, that, and the other, when you kind of go in that most of them don't work. Forza Motorsport, I'm looking at you. Oh, easy does it. Easy does it. But, I mean, yeah, it was as well when we went over the hill, the decompression off the skyline felt fantastic. It felt, you felt the weight properly through the car, in the way you would in a road car. Definitely struggling, that's not the recording. I think Bathurst, yeah, might be a slightly more difficult place, because we had no issues over at Suzuka, so I think, yeah, Bathurst, oh, hello, a slightly more intense circuit as well. I mean, there's a lot of detail around here, not much in the distance. I know roughly where Bathurst is in Australia, there's a little bit more around than the game's willing to do, but I'd rather you focus on the close-ups rather than stuff 10 miles away. Whoa! That was bad. Got air in the S2000 over the mountain. That's pretty incredible. But, I mean, you just try and get on the throttle, and it's got so much grip. You feel the weight go to the back end, obviously, when you're doing that. And again, that sound. What Assetto Corsa did so well, it always felt like Race Room really kind of trod on their toes in the sound department a bit later on, because Race Room sounds as well are. But I will never forget the original Assetto Corsa doing laps at, it was a really odd combo. I used to do Silverstone Classic in an Alfa Romeo 155 V6 touring car from the mid-90s Try and obviously do like the proper clutch with that. It was so much fun, and it sounded so good as well. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. Love it. And, well, I can already tell I'm going to be playing a lot of this game from time to time. You know, as they bring more developments to it, I will be coming back on. I will be definitely making more videos on it in the very near future as well. It's so cool. I mean, look at that. Properly lock at the rear through turn 1. And it feels intuitive. It feels like, obviously, the way, you know, tyres flex and things like that. You know, sometimes it's very, very difficult to save them. But it feels like on this that you can save them. And that's quite a powerful feeling as well. You know, to have that confidence that it will kind of operate as you would, you know, if you're being a little bit irresponsible on a real road, and you've got to try and, you know, save a rear-wheel drive car, things like that. Something I've never had to do before in real life. But, I mean, look up through there. Oh, again, you just get a little bit of rear locking. So you try and tip it in, but you can save it. The tyres feel... I think this is the problem with most sims. The tyres don't feel like they're made of rubber. They absolutely do on this. It's got some give, it's got some squish to it. And obviously I'm intrigued to see what the race cars feel like as well. I know we've got a Porsche 911 Cup car. Oh, hello. I think I've damaged the car badly. I thought I'd disable the damage, but I think I've done some. That's not ideal. We'll try and bring it back down the mountain down the other side, but I'm absolutely going to try and throw it through. No, I'm not. Oh, I've got big damage. I think we've wrecked it. Steering still feels straight, but I've got a lot of penalties. My first major crash on Assetto Corsa EVO. Oh, that is so fun. It's so fun. Come on. Oh, no. I've got no front end. I've got no front end. Oh. Yeah, the crash physics work. I'll give them that. I'll absolutely give them that. We'll try and go through. I don't know whether you can roll this car. I might have to try that down the end here. You know, we've got to do some things for sights as well. First video. Everything as well. I mean, I can definitely feel the suspension on that side pulling. Oh, the car's getting a little bit bumpy. Over 200 clicks. Right, we're going to try and tip it in sideways into the gravel and see whether she'll roll. So as we make our way through, we'll try and just tip a wheel. Oh, no. It won't go. It won't go sideways. Ow. It wouldn't go sideways on me, but I wasn't really getting any kind of feel that it would. I might go back up the hill and just try once more. Right, well, I did pit for a new car. The damage model definitely works. Yeah, I think it's set to, like, lenient for this, but it definitely works. So we're going to try and give this another whirl then as we make our way back down the hill. Can we roll this car? It's the ultimate test of Assetto Corsa EVO. It's got to be the ultimate test of Assetto Corsa EVO. I mean, what kind of speed are we able to reach on the way in? Just over 240? 241, 242? Try and flick it properly. It just won't. Can it go sideways? No. It definitely, you can feel it kind of just staying. I think it's possibly the gravel as well, actually, to be honest. I reckon they will roll, but you just can't kind of get it the right angle for it to start feeling like it lifts on one side. We're not even getting close. But, you know, a fun little bit of science to try out at the end there as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, a massive thank you to Kunos for sending me out a free code for the game as well. I'm definitely, you know, I'm going to be making videos on this. This is the future. I'm going to say it right now. This is going to be a big part of sim racing in the future. I don't think Assetto Corsa is going away anytime soon either, just for the sheer amount of mods. But if it's easy to port them over, it's just going to take over the space, isn't it? Let me know your thoughts and feelings, whether you've picked up the game as well. If you play an F1 normally, this is something completely different, but give it a whirl. You won't regret it, especially if you've got a wheel and pedal set. But yeah, that's going to do us for this one. Like I said, more content on this game will go out on my second channel, Matt2and2 Racing. There'll be a link to that down in the description below. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be back very soon with more.